I'm sure we are all very well aware now that Jurassic Park has turned 30 this month, which is a huge milestone and of course deserving of celebration. Because it's one of my all-time favorite movies, I have a lot of moments that I think fondly of in this film. The Brachiosaurus scene, the kitchen scene, Nedry's death, Life Finds a Way. But one that always pops in my mind, and I see as the best representation of why this franchise is so beloved, is the T-Rex breakout. I love this scene, for a multitude of different reasons. I love it for the story, the cinematography, and all of the technical feats that went into it. I genuinely think that it's one of the greatest scenes in movie history. Yes, I may be stretching with that a bit, but hey, it's my channel. To truly explain why I think it's great, I'll look at it from a couple different aspects. First, the technical side. It's no secret that Jurassic Park is groundbreaking for its visual effects. I mean, they still hold up very well today. But I think the breakout scene is a great example of that. Of course, it classically blends CGI with practical effects seamlessly. Like, oftentimes you may not even notice the switch. Take, for example, one of my favorite shots. This one. It starts with Roberta, that's what they named the animatronic by the way, nudging the car in a curious fashion, until the flashlight catches her eye. At the same time, the camera pans down, cutting her out of frame, and boom, she's then replaced with the CGI model. I love this. It may be one of the most basic examples, but it really shows how creative they would get in order to pull off certain shots when they essentially had limited resources. I mean, not really to beat a dead horse or anything, but today that shot would have just been done with 100% CGI. Just a CGI T-Rex nudging the car and immediately moving to the other car. Which, yes, that works, but then you lose a little bit of the charm, you know? Anyway, before I start rambling, I better talk about how amazing this animatronic is. It's massive for one thing, but also has very fluid and convincing movements, and is incredibly detailed. Like, seriously, close-up shots look phenomenal with this thing. And the low light conditions help it to blend with the CGI model that much better. And you throw rain in the mix and you have the perfect blend, even though the water would cause issues for the animatronic, causing members of the crew to dry her off in between takes, but that's neither here nor there. What I'm trying to say is, on a technical side, this scene is amazing. I also want to talk about another important aspect that this scene does so well, the build-up, the suspense. See, we are not introduced to old Rexy for a while, but we're given crumbs. The power outage, the thudding footsteps, the ripples in the cup, which was actually pulled off by tying a guitar string to the bottom of the dashboard and having someone pluck the string underneath the car. But this then leads to the goat going missing, then a goat leg on the window, then a hand on the depowered fence, then boom, animatronic in all of her glory. And even after her reveal, we don't get cliche movie monster number 93. No, we get an animal who finds new things and so is curious. It's not until she realizes that there's food in there that she goes into attack mode. This builds a lot of suspense and uncertainty for the audience, something that goes way underappreciated with this film. They had more so the quality over quantity approach. They had very few dinosaurs, but each had a moment to shine essentially. But anyway, I could go on and on about this scene alone, and don't even get me started about how I can go on and on about almost every scene in the movie. It truly is the best in the franchise to me, for the reasons I listed, plus so much more. Before I end this video, I want to mention a couple fun things about the scene as well. Firstly, it's actually a misconception that the animatronic wasn't supposed to come through the roof like this. She was meant to break through. I mean, they had all of the necessary shots set up. No, what wasn't supposed to happen was the glass itself breaking, as in this corner here. That wasn't supposed to happen. But to piggyback off of that, here's a fun piece of trivia. When the car flips over, you can briefly see some set lights. Very cool. You know, a little film mistake. But unrelated to this scene, but in the same vein, in the kitchen scene when the velociraptors are entering, you can actually see a hand come in from like outside of the door to steady one of the costumes before it fell forward. Another little movie mistake, if you'll call it. Either that or velociraptors were intelligent enough to recruit humans. But yeah, that scene right there is one of my all-time favorite movie scenes in general, not even just with the Jurassic franchise. I think it's an incredible representation of this franchise in general, and is a great like little example for like to showcase movie magic and how they solve problems and things like that because of all the things that went into it. Of course, I could probably talk about this scene more and in a lot more depth. The same goes for the rest of the movie. I have so much I can say about the whole movie because I just think it's such a great movie. Again, I think it's a movie that does deserve to be celebrated on its, 30th anniversary. And it is a little bit of a shame that Universal really isn't doing more. I don't know exactly what they would do, but, something to celebrate 3 decades of the biggest dinosaur franchise out there. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and have an awesome day.